Welcome back. So we are playing Cthulhu today. We are doing our more freeform way using the Solo Investigator's Handbook by Paul Bimler. We had our investigator, Alex Wood, who is a alienist, because it's 1920, so he's a psychologist and author, who had been travelling to help a rich benefactor and crashed, well, he didn't crash, but Jose crashed the plane into the jungle canopy and causing the death of Jose. Alex then got out and managed to get to the jungle floor where Alex got lost for quite a few hours, becoming both hungry and dehydrated. Alex stumbled upon a shrine and consuming the goods that he found on the altar. He couldn't tell who this shrine was to, like which deity this shrine was to. It was obviously quite strange. Alex fell unconscious and has awoken in an Aztec city that he could see from the plane up in the canopies, off in the distance. So lots of stone structures covered in vines and cracked and looking very old. And so before we continue on with the story, can I say thank you very much for joining me during this game of Cthulhu. It's one of the first times I have ran a game of Cthulhu. I have played much Cthulhu in my time, but I have never been a keeper. So thank you for joining me. If you do like what I'm doing, please hit that like. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe, and then you can see the new things coming out. I have just got a print of the Walking Dead core book coming through, so I will be looking at that, and I'll probably run that in this slot when we finish doing this game. And if you are already a subscriber, thank you very much indeed. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much, and thank you for everyone for watching what you do watch. Thank you very much. And if you like any of the books, such as if you fancy trying to solo Cthulhu, you can get the Solo Investigator's Handbook from Drive-Thru RPG. And I am going to try applying for the affiliate program for Drive-Thru. So anything you purchase from them will mean that I'll be able to buy other books and use for this filming, which will be quite cool. I've not done that before, so none of the links up until whenever this goes live have been affiliated, but I think I'm going to start seeing if I can get affiliated, so then I'll get some money off of the stuff, and I buy a lot from Drive-Thru. So anyway, Alex has awoken. I'm thinking we'll make it at about noon. Alex awakens at noon, and as we heard from the last excerpt, that he is looking around and can see everything is a bit ramshackled and is in an Aztec village, or city. So what we now will do is we will roll on our story direction. I think that's what we do. Hold on. Paul also suggests that instead of randomly rolling for one of the designated time slots, you could just choose. So I think what we will do is that Alex is just awoken in the Aztec city, and so although it might be good to throw a danger in first, I think we would either do a development or a discovery. So a development being something happens, the story develops in a way, or your investigator goes through some changes, positive or negative. Or discovery, the investigator has a chance to learn something. Perhaps they visit the library or are teetering on the edge of connecting two major parts of the mystery. So I think we are going to roll on the discovery table. I think Alex is going to start wandering around the area where he's awoken. So we can think of it as like the town square, the city centre. And Alex has awoken in the city centre because I've kind of got an idea. So over the last week, I've been thinking about how this might develop. I kind of have an idea of what I would put Alex through in this situation, and so I'm interested to see how that will turn out. And so first off, we will roll on the discovery table. So what we do is we roll percentile, and we add the current mythos total, and the current mythos total is at 8, so it's not much. Greens, 04 plus 8 is 12. Through research, revelation, memory, spark, you link two pieces of information you have learnt. All right, okay. So roll D100, it's either an EDU check or an intelligence check. So 40 is an education check. So we link two pieces of information. So what two pieces of information has Alex gleaned? Well, we've got the shrine. So maybe we have the shrine had some iconography of the god that the shrine was to. And maybe Alex is going to so Alex doesn't know what the time is, but I was thinking it's noon, as I said, because the sun's at the highest point. So maybe Alex will wander around and will find other iconography of this same god scattered around this city. All right, let's see. Let him make an education roll. Education, which is at 65, so 50. So that means that Alex has. So Alex finds icons of the god in question, which we don't know yet. And so maybe Alex will get a chance to do his occult roll again, and this time we can find out who this god is. Alex's occult is 60. 05. All right, so Alex is going to work out who this god is. Okay, give us a second, and I will find something. So I'm thinking Aboth, which is A-B-H-O-T-H, Aboth, which is a oozy thing which has no known human worshippers. It's an underground horror, and it's a sort of a mass thing. So a lot of these altars and iconography show this strange multi-limbed or pseudopodid mass, which Alex recognises, particularly with that role, as the mythos god of Aboth, and he is slightly perturbed by this, as these images are quite, actually, here we go, these images are quite obscene and disturbing. There are several images of what seems like people being devoured and consumed by this mass. I would say this is scary. This is scaring, which is +2 mythos, which puts our mythos at 10, which drops our chaos to 6. And it means that Alex must make a sanity check, or he will lose either 1 sanity for a pass or a d4 on a fail, and his san at the moment is 44. Failing, so losing a d4 san, losing 3 sanity. Oh no, I was looking at the wrong thing, but I was looking at luck at 44. But his sanity is actually coincidentally 44 as well. Dropping his sanity down to 41. And so Alex has discovered, so we have a san drop, mythos +2. So Alex will spend, say, 2 hours, so between noon and 2 p.m. exploring the few buildings and religious places around here. He'll also find, with that scariness, that it doesn't look like there's anybody left. So we would have an entry. I no longer know what day it is, but I do know it's noon as the sun stands high at the top of the sky. I've decided to explore my surrounding areas of this city. Aztecan it must be. Various rooms have been dishevelled and are slightly messed up. There doesn't seem to be any real destruction of the area, but there is no sign of living life. There is signs of worship, many signs of worship scattered throughout the rooms that I have encountered, although only a small part of the city I have explored so far, just the area around where I have awoken. The shrines that I have found seem to be dedicated to a god of mythos, Aboth, a strange god that I have hardly read about, that as far as I know isn't normally worshipped by anyone, but the images are disturbing, to say the least. They show a mass devouring people, consuming them in parts and in whole. It's very strange, that such people would worship a creature like this. Why they would do that in a place like this, I do not know. Possibly I need to research further and explore the area a bit more and see what I can find around here and what this is actually meaning. Okay, so at 2 p.m, Alex will decide to, maybe he will then decide to explore the area a bit further. So we have discovery. Now that's discovery we did. So that would be development, which is something happens and the story develops further. So Alex is going to, so around 2 p.m, maybe he'll be hungry as well. So he's going to want to try and look for food and maybe just explore. So he's going to look for food and he's going to explore. Alex is going to try and explore around this Aztecan city, maybe trying to find out where it is, what the name of this place is. And so we will roll on the development table. And remember, if we need to use the yes/no's, we have now dropped the chaos to 6. So the chaos is a bit more 6. Oh, maybe we'll do that first. Maybe let's see if we can find food. All right, so Alex is going to look around, and because he's hungry, it's 2 o'clock. Can he find food? So we've got a chaos of 6. I think it is very unlikely that Alex is going to be able to find food, which means he's going to start getting hungry. And getting hungry will also affect his sanity. So I think it's unlikely. So this is a 50-50 chance. So no. So Alex finds no food. So Alex finds no food in the area where he's looking. So he's getting hungry. And then he's going to attempt to explore the area. So we will roll on the development table and we add 10% to this. So 100, so that's 110. A barefaced attempt on your life. Okay, so attempt, so it says attempt on life. Okay, so we will have that. Okay, some natives will be, so the people who we saw in the jungle, okay, so some natives come. I've already got, so, and they are going to be all masked. Masked and covered in wet slime. Or it looks like wet slime. It's probably stuff from a local river, or it's something that's grown naturally, or where the weeds start to rot. But they are so. So Alex is exploring and looking for food, and he's going into some rooms. And as he enters, he pushes aside an old curtain that he's starting to fray, and as he pushes it aside, bits of it fall off, and he enters a room and he's looking through some pots and finds some old dried husks of fruit on a table and a plate, some meat that even the maggots have died around it, and he's prodding it and wondering if can I eat this? Will I begin to get nutrients from? I must eat something soon. And as he turns to leave, standing, basically almost bumping straight into him with a horrible stench of rotting vegetation, there is one of the natives who looks startled that he comes out and backs away quite fast. And as that happens, one of the other natives, which he doesn't notice but then notices, what should we use? Spear? A spear. Throws a spear at Alex. It will either clip Alex and do D4 damage to Alex, who is at the moment on 9 hit points, or it will just go into the door frame next to Alex, and that will give Alex an attempt to basically leg it. So Alex is going to attempt to dodge. Alex has a dodge of 72 greens, 30. So Alex dodges out of the way with fright, dodges back into the room, just for a step as the spear embeds across in front of Alex. This is an unsettling. Is this unsettling or scary? This is scary, isn't it? So we would have the mythos will go to 12. Would we do this? I don't know. I've never run it. So chaos is still 6. No, we'll keep mythos. This isn't. So Alex hasn't got a chance to worry about let's just say, so Alex will now run. Alex will attempt to run from here and will turn and run down one of the quite wide streets, attempting to get away. Let's do a dex, which is 45. Passing, jumping over toppled. I was going to have him trip over. Jumping over toppled over barrels and scattered debris, bits of rock stone that have fallen off of building fronts. Alex is going to run as fast as he can away. As he reaches near the end of the street and about to turn, reaches a T-junction, so he's running. He reaches a T-junction, and as he's about to turn left, just a few feet down the T-junction, there are two more of these natives standing there with machetes, but various different masks. The masks are all different and with various different vines and things, and they're covered in this grey organic slime over their bodies. And so Alex will panic and then turn the other way. And this happens 3 or 4 times. Him being surprised he's about to go into a building, and then he hears noises and instead he runs out, and he basically seems to be being funneled into a certain place. And so after, let's say, how many hours? Let's say, well, it's not going to take long because he'll be knackered otherwise. So after about an hour of that, so our next one will be at 3 p.m. He's basically being funneled deeper into the city, further into the city, into a more built-up area of the city, where the roads are slightly closer together, and it's beginning to get a bit darker and warmer, and the organic smell is getting stronger in the area where he is. So organic smell is stronger, and it's darker and hotter. And so this now we'll say this is getting scary. This is getting scary. So now we'll bump it to 12, and we will make him make another sand check. Greens again, failing again, losing 3 points again as he's being chased through the city, scared and terrified for his life as they keep jumping out at him. Maybe once or twice. Let's make him make a couple of dodge rolls and see if he gets. So get things thrown at him to get him to run. So he fails and he passes. So he gets hit by a spear. What would a spear be? D6? D8. 3 points. So he gets hit by a spear, which cuts into his side. Is now on 6 hit points, and this causes him even more fear as he begins to keep running. So he has holed up in a small room, which is where we would now catch him writing his journal entry. So all of these journal entries is him basically being a journalist. He's just writing notes when he can. I'm terrified. They seem to be after me. They've chased me through the city. I don't know what they're doing. I've been hit by a spear. I've been chased by men with machetes, and they smell. The smell is atrocious. It's everywhere around us at the moment. The city smells like they smell. I don't know what they're covered in, but it's not good. Something is happening. Something is bad. I don't know what to do. How am I going to get out of this? I don't know where they're taking me, but they're taking me somewhere. And I am hungry and I am scared. What's happening? So, Alex, it's about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Alex has been hunting around for food, has found no food. In the process, then ran, and there were attempts on his life. He's been hit by a spear and is bleeding and a bit distraught. So that was the development of the hunting. So now it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Let's do a plain roll on the story direction table. So our chaos is still 6, and our mythos is 12. So we add 12 to this percentile roll, which gives us a dice. It says dice roll because it's off the edge of the table. Dice roll. Here's where a little randomness gets thrown into the mix. Roll a D100. 08. You hear something. The auditory effect table. Okay. Auditory effects table. Reroll a percentage. 55. Watery sounds inside an object. Okay. All right. Now we are going to roll on the verbs table to see if we can get a clue as to what the object is. So we need, where's my, so we'll have the dark green is the hundreds range, and then we have our percentage. So we have in the 400s, so 478. Vandalize, 303. 303. Vandalize, interfere, and we'll do a third one. Vandalize, interfere. I think this is going to be the key. 2. So that's just 69, dude. Bid. Bid, not sure about. Vandalize, interfere. Okay, vandalize, interfere. Let's give Alex a chance. Now, I don't know about Aboth and what you can use to affect Aboth. I mean, Aboth is a god, so I would assume the answer is not a lot. Ooh, seeing Aboth costs 1d3 or a d20 insanity points. So what it says here is that Aboth can heal from kinetic damage, but fire or magic will cause normal damage. So we've got water sounds inside an object. So instead of water, let's make it, fire doesn't really work, does it? So what I'm thinking is that some people, like the city in general has been worshipping Aboth, and that there was a faction within the city rebelling against Aboth and worked out that fire would affect Aboth, and so has placed some. Is there a spell which does like eternal fire? Not officially, but we're going to create one. We're going to create a spell called Eternal Fire, and it will just create like a fireball. Basically, it's a fireball spell. Basically, I've just thought up a fireball spell. So there's an Eternal Fire spell. So there's a crackling sound. So the room in which Alex had stopped to write the journal entry between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Now he's sort of recovered his breathing. He can hear what sounds like a crackling. So instead of water, we're going to say it's fire. A crackling sound coming from somewhere, and he's going to have to try and identify where that is. It's in this room, and we'll have a few of these. So give him a couple of chances to actually get, and then we'll look up learning a spell, and we'll say that we'll do a percentage chance that he actually finds one of the spells with the fire. So he's hearing and starting to hunt around in this room. He can hear a crackling sound as though there's a fire burning and can't see where. So he has got a listen of 60%. So we might do a listen, or so he's got 65 for spot hidden and 60. So first off, he's trying to identify where it is, and then he's going to have to try, because it'll be a secret panel because they've hidden it. So can he hear? So he can locate where the fire. So behind one of the walls at the back, there's a soft wall, and he can basically hear fire, like the crackling of a fireplace or fire from behind the wall, and it's very disturbing. It's like, how am I hearing that? So now he's going to try and do spot hidden, which is 24, and so he finds that there's a small shelf about head height with what looks like a candle, a wax candle on it. But as he attempts to move the candle to left to right, he notices the candle doesn't move. And so he tries to take the candle off, and that pushes the whole of the shelf down, which latches something from behind, and a small crack forms. And he's able to push the wall and slide it slightly over to the side. And behind there is a small altar, but just with a fire burning in a small copper dish. There's a fire burning, and he has a different sense from this fireplace. It's almost of a sense of, so I'm going to give him the equivalent as if he had some rest, some downtime. So I think downtime reduces the mythos. If you are left undisturbed, the current mythos score is reduced by 2. Okay, so we're going to say that this is going to reduce the mythos score by 2, which takes it to 10, because there's almost a feeling of peace being in this space, stepping into this space and being near this warm fire burning. It's almost a sense of peace here. So we're going to say, because he found it and has that sense of peace, we're still at a chaos of 6. So let's say it's likely that he finds the spell there, which is a 75% chance. 49. So he finds an old scroll rolled up, just tucked behind the altar, and he takes it out and starts to have a read. And this is where we get to find out how we learn a spell. Right, I'll have to look up spells a bit further, but I'm not going to do that now. So learning a spell is a hard intelligence roll, which is half intelligence. So his intelligence is 60. So he's going to sit. So during this time, he's going to attempt to learn. So he's going to read this scroll. So he's not going to attempt to, but he's going to read it, and let's see if it sticks in his brain. So this is 30%. 78, no. So I reckon there might be a sanity loss for that. Let us have a look quickly. Right, we're going to make a san loss. Let's say a D3 sanity loss, so 3 points of sanity loss as Alex, so 5, 6, 7, 8, so that's 35. So as Alex's mind is slightly twisted and disjointed based on the words that sort of sway and seem to attempt to imprint into Alex's mind. So let's say that Alex sort of loses consciousness for a D2, so for 1 hour. So Alex will come around about 4 p.m. So he's been attempting to learn this spell. It's messed with his mind. The sun has obviously moved and it's starting to get darker outside. It's mid-afternoon. I've been resting a little while in this room whilst updating my journal. A strange sound seemed to approach my ears, almost of a burning fire, like a fireplace back at home. It was a calming sound. I followed it, and at the back of the house, at the back of the room, there was a panel. I seemed to explore for a while, and whilst I knocked a small shelf just about head height, a latch was released. Behind I found a strange, small room, almost peaceful and relaxing. Upon a small copper plate there was a fire burning. No matter what I would do, the fire kept burning, but I could not move the plate. Whilst attempting to look and examine the plate, I saw behind a scroll, hidden, tucked behind the shelf. When removing it, I attempted to read it. I'll have to try again. The words were peculiar. They affected my mind. They made my brain feel tired. But there's something about those words that I will have to read later on. But for now, I can't stay in this room much longer. I'll have to try and find my way out of the city. Hopefully the people have given up on me, and hopefully they will have gone back to their own rooms and gone to rest. Perhaps I can find out where the slime is coming from, where the dampness is. Let me do a little bit more exploring of the city before it gets too dark. Also, I must find something to eat or drink. It's becoming too much for me. Actually, and in the process of saying that, I've just had another thought. So it's now 4 p.m. And so as it's 4 p.m, aeroplanes keep going up. I don't know if you can hear them, but they keep going over. And if I keep trying to pause, but then I'll never get this finished. So it's 4 p.m. Alex is going to go off. He's going to try and find something to eat. But as I said that, as I did that journal entry, I thought probably, all right, let's do a roll. I think, so they've already drugged him once. I think getting Alex drugged and making him see things may be beneficial to the people of this city and what they're doing. And if I was a keeper, I would leave stuff out. So I think it's very likely, so we're still at a chaos of 6, and we've got a mythos has now dropped to 10. So I think it was very likely that they are going to leave stuff out for Alex to find and hopefully consume. I think that is very likely. So we've got a 6, a very likely is 85%. That Alex is going to find at least one lot of foods. 84! So, okay, so the dice and the fate chart obviously wanted it, but they want me to know that it's a fine line thing. So because it's such a fine line thing, there is definitely going to be foods out, but what we would do is we're going to give Alex, maybe we'll give him an intelligence check and then a constitution check. So if he passes his intelligence check, he knows that he shouldn't eat it, but then his constitution will soon get the better of him. So we'll have Alex explore the city again. So Alex is going to go exploring, and that was the discovery table, wasn't it? So Alex is going to go exploring again, and during this we will have Alex find some food as part of it, and we'll get him to do some rolls. So first off, let's see what he finds whilst exploring. So we add 10 to this, so we get 47. A news report relating to your case. And you've got a chance to learn something. Okay, a news report relating to your case. I can get that to work. So the actual thing is a news report relating to case. And then we're going to do a percentage roll to see what it involves. 23 is history. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so Alex has been keeping a journal. Alex is going to go exploring, and I think one of the things that Alex is going to find is somebody else's journal, which is going to be recounting what's happened to them, which is very closely following what's happening to Alex. And we will date it, let's say 10 years ago? 10 years ago to this date. 10 years ago, exactly. 10 years ago to about this date. All right, so Alex is exploring, and we've also got, so Alex will come across some food. So first off, we'll do an intelligence check. We'll do a hard intelligence check because he's starting to, basically he's lost almost half his sanity. That even fails a normal intelligence check. So Alex is going to find some food, and then he's going to begin gorging upon the food. We will give Alex the benefit that the food will heal a D2's hit points. So it heal 2 hit points, which makes him on an 8, but Alex is going to take a D4 sanity, 3, 32, and Alex is going to start to, as we move forward through the story, we're going to start to throw hallucinations in. That Alex is going to start to see and hear things. So I'm going to bump the mythos up by, let's stick it up by 5, going to 15. Which means it's going to increase the chaos of the situation sooner. What time have we got? All right, we'll finish off this bit. So Alex is going to, all right then. So this would be, so this is about 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So how long does he explore the city for? How long do they let him explore this part of the city for? So let's say, what does this say about the timestamps? I think he would explore for a couple of hours. So let's make it, it's getting into the evening. So we'll make it getting to about 5:30. So around 5:30, the next set of situations will happen, which we'll do next session. And so how we will close this one, it seems like I've been spending hours exploring the city. They have left me alone. I have found some food. Oh, it was so nice. Fresh berries, some form of rice with a strange herb mixed upon it, and flavoured wines. I gorge myself upon them and I feel much better. Although the light has changed, it's brighter, colourful. It looks nicer in the city. I can understand why they must have lived here. But whilst exploring, I came across something that looked a bit strange. There was a marking in red, a rusty coloured red upon the wall. It seemed to mark a spot. So I explored the area and I found, let's do a spot hidden roll. Plain spot hidden roll. Oh, that bit, no, we're going to make you success. How? Alex, you let me down. You let my story down. You're going to find it, Alex, whether you like it or not. I found somebody else's journal. It's old. It's obviously been sitting here a while. The words are hard to read, but I can just about make out some dates. 10 years ago. 10 years ago to when I left. It was, where did he leave? June the 2nd. It was early June, 10 years ago. Somebody named Davison stumbled upon the city. Apparently he also was chased by the inhabitants, and he also found some foods, and he ate them and then rested. And that's where the journal ends. He warns anyone never to come into this city, but it's too late. I'm here. I just have to find my way out. Perhaps if I go deeper into this city, where the sounds are coming from, there seems to be children playing. Children like my daughter. She may be playing now, back home, and I can find the children who are playing here and ask them how to get out. I can hear them playing games and singing songs, just like I could hear them at home. It's such a calming sound to hear, and I really want to find them. And so what I must do now, even though it's getting dark and I am getting tired, I must set out and find the children. And that's where we'll leave Alex for now. Voyaging deeper into this Aztec city, trying to find the sounds that he hears and work out what's happening and why people would be worshipping Aboth of all things. Let's discover together in the next session of Call of Cthulhu. Until then, goodbye.